Whoa, ho, 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 ho. This is absolute savage here. Says here on Screen Rant, the Deathstroke would have killed famous characters in Affleck's movie. Deathstroke would have killed some famous Batman supporting characters in Affleck's Batman movie, setting up a clean slate moving forward. Let's see what this means. Joe Manganiello reveals Deathstroke would have killed a few famous supporting characters in Ben Affleck's The Batman. Affleck's Batman film was first announced in 2014, but Affleck eventually stepped down from directing and acting in the movie. The project shifted into the upcoming The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson, which will take place on another Earth, separate from the DCEU. Many fans have wondered what the project would have looked like had Affleck stayed on board the project. With tidbits being released since the announcement, it was originally confirmed that Magnaniello would be playing the main villain, Deathstroke, in the film, with a moment at the end of Justice League setting up the storyline. It was recently revealed that Affleck's Batman film would have also introduced Batgirl into the DCEU, presumably setting up the planned Batgirl film. Got you. In an interview with Justice Con, I always struggle to say his name, Manganiello. Manganiello. Or is it Manganiello? Revealed more story details about Affleck's film and said it would have included the deaths of some Batman supporting characters. Don't tell me that he killed Alfred or Gordon. He points out that these characters showed up in the films, hinting at characters seen in both DCEU films and other staple Batman characters. While he clarifies a script was never finalized, these characters were set to die and clean the slate for future films in the early drafts of the projects. And it says here, he quotes, some of the regular Batman characters that show up in the films were not going to make it through. It would have been a cleaning house in a lot of ways. While the characters aren't specified, the most likely candidates are Alfred and Commissioner Gordon. What did I say? That's why I always like to read these articles fresh, because I like to, I became famous for my reactions, and I want y'all to get a fresh reaction as I read these. So it's new to me, just like it's new to you. Alfred, who is played by Jeremy Irons in the DCEU, is one of Batman's most iconic supporting characters. Given that he had already appeared in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Justice League, his death would have left an impact on him. Yeah, it would, because I like him. I like his Alfred. I really do. Commissioner Gordon, who was introduced in Justice League, played by J.K. Simmons, would be a death that would not only hit Bruce Wayne hard, but also his daughter Barbara Gordon, a.k.a. Batgirl. That could kind of give her a reason, I guess in that universe. Given Batgirl's role in the film, the death could have served as an inciting incident for her becoming a crime fighter. Here we go. Killing off Alfred and Commissioner Gordon fits in line with DCU's tendency to kill off believed supporting characters to heroes mythology like Jimmy Olsen in Batman v Superman. While this would have generated a certain amount of anger, their deaths might make a certain amount of sense. Both Alfred and Gordon were major parts of the Dark Knight trilogy and were both major characters on the then running series Gotham. The DCEU then could have made its version of Batman different than other big screen incarnations by going against tradition and embracing lesser known characters. the Batman films could have added a vast array of obscure supporting characters to the films to make the DCU Batman exciting and different than what came before. So, what do y'all think about that? If they do it right, you know, at the end of the Dark Knight trilogy, there's that scene at the end where some people are saying, "Oh, he didn't really die." You know, that was my belief, that he didn't really die, that he had made it to happiness. He had closed that chapter in his life, saved the city, and you know, became free as Bruce Wayne to live his life, have children, get married, all that stuff. But then there's some people that were like, you know, because before, you know, Alfred had been talking about, I had a fantasy, sir. You know, so some people were saying Alfred had another fantasy at the end. I think he lived. But, in other words, if the death is done right, so if you really did think Batman died at the end of that, okay, I can take that. I prefer he not because he's Batman, but, you know, if it's done right, first of all, we haven't gotten enough of J.K. Simmons. We ain't got enough of him yet. We ain't got enough of him yet for him to die, as far as I'm concerned. Alfred, okay, I like him though. I really like him. So it would, you know, it would get me. But so let me know what y'all think about this. All right, 10 million subscribers. Woo.